Hi, my name is Isaac Thomas. I'm a mechanical engineer. I work at a company called Acades Power. Acades Power develops advanced post-piston two-stroke diesel engines. So these are very unique architecture. It's a type of diesel engine that ultimately would go in anything from a small pickup truck to a heavy-duty commercial semi-truck or even a larger stationary generator. So in a post-piston diesel engine, essentially has two pistons per cylinder. So if you imagine you have a cylinder here, you're going to have one piston on one side and one piston on the other side, and they meet in the middle. And where they meet, that forms the combustion chamber. So it's a very unique architecture. Some of the fundamental benefits of it is that it's extremely fuel efficient, about 20% more efficient than a conventional four-stroke diesel engine, or 50% more efficient than your typical gasoline engine that you see in your passenger car. On top of that, it is also extremely low emissions. So one of the biggest challenges today for automakers is to meet the strict emissions requirements placed by the government. And so our engine is able to meet these low emissions requirements as well as being extremely fuel efficient, which saves money and saves the environment. I'm going to talk a little bit about my childhood experiences and what led me to become interested in being a mechanical engineer and ultimately pursuing it as a career. I grew up here in San Diego with my parents, had a large family, there are 6 kids. I think I started becoming interested in technical things at an early age, probably about 8 or 9, definitely by 10 or 11 I was really into building things with my hands. I think a large part of it was the influence of my parents. My dad was a bit of a handyman, so he always had lots of tools for various projects he was working on, so I was exposed from an early age to different woodworking tools and basically building things with our hands. You know, when we were little kids, for our grandparents for Christmas, for example, we'd always make stuff out of wood, and so we were always in the garage working on things and playing with things. So then as I got older, I got obsessed with, I guess, anything with an engine on it. So I think by the time I was 11, I wanted to build my own go-kart, so I started doing a lot of designing. And that was one thing, I didn't have a lot of money or things to go buy stuff, so whenever I wanted something, I would sit down and I would design it. So I did up paper and start drawing out scales and figuring out how to model stuff. So I did that for a lot, and that was really sort of the core of when people started saying, oh, you should do mechanical engineering because you like designing things. And so then that's when I first heard about mechanical engineering. So I think that was a big part of it. And yeah, I built lots of scooters, a little mini bike with an edger motor I found at the junkyard, and later on a motorized bicycle with a chainsaw. And then I had lots of crazy projects I never finished, like one with a 150 horsepower motorcycle engine. It was a long travel suspension. I had all the plans and designed it, but then kind of ran out of money to actually build the thing. So I did a lot of that through my childhood, and that's really what got me the technical interest and sort of the background and ability, some of the skills needed to be a mechanical engineer. All right, so what am I most proud of in regards to my accomplishments at my work? In the 2 years that I've been there, my first task that I was assigned was to develop a comprehensive and validated analytical friction model for a post-piston two-stroke diesel engine. This is a very unique challenge because we are about the only people in the world developing advanced post-piston two-stroke diesel engines, and much of the literature out there is not directly applicable to a post-piston two-stroke engine. And so that was one of my biggest challenges, was to develop a detailed analytical model to accurately capture the friction contribution from every component inside of a post-piston engine, and build basically a full model that I can predict what the power loss, the energy loss due to the rubbing, the sliding portions between all the components in the engine. And we were able to correlate that to real measured data and get a very good correlation to the measured data. So that was one of the biggest things I'd say I'm proud of. Thanks for watching. I hope I inspired you to become a mechanical engineer.